Welcome to Memphis Monday 411. Today we got 3 shop accessory items here that need to be fixed. This rolling table here won't turn because the legs are hitting against the legs or the wheels are hitting against the legs of the table. This handle on the dolly's coming off. Got to fix that. And this little steel cabinet here keeps wanting to fall over whenever I open the drawer up. So we're going to try to fix all 3 of these problems today. And if you would like to see that, stay tuned because that's what we're going to do today. Well, good morning. Welcome to Memphis Monday 411, our 47th week of year 8. Last week on our rail job on the deck ramp, I had to take wood out to the job site on the dolly, and the dolly handle works real good on hard surfaces and concrete and sidewalks and roads and this and that, but when I get it on the soft ground, I gotta pull so hard on that handle that the handle's breaking away. So I need to fix that, because I need to be able to roll that thing across grass just as well as anything else. So I decided, why don't I just combine a couple other repairs I have to do all together and make one big Memphis Monday out of it. So let's knock off the chit chat and get to work. This is a little table that we need to fix. You can see the problem here. This wheel bangs into this leg here and makes it hard to steer around the shop. I also think the footprint of the wheels are too close together. I need to spread those out. But anyway, I use this this little movable table to move heavy things around the shop, like full sheets of 3/4 inch plywood. So we need to fix this. And here's the dolly I was talking about in the intro. So you can see this handle is loose. We put the big wheels on it so we could pull it across the grass. But I need to strengthen these connections on this so that I can put more force on it. So we'll fix that. And this is a funny one here. This is our little steel cabinet. I've got drill bits and driver bits in here. The problem with it, so if I pull this drawer out, this thing wants to tip over. And of course, that's all because, let me show you the side view of this thing. Look at the narrowness of this bottom here. Good wheels, but with that base, if I get any weight at all on the front side of this thing, the whole thing wants to tip over. So we need to fix this problem. So which one should we do first? Let's do the dolly first. Oh, I guess I got this one figured out. The reason this thing failed, you can see when I put this backward torque on it, I just pull these lag screws right out of the wood. This one here is missing. Same deal. Same deal on the other side. See that? So the remedy here, what I'm going to do is take take this fitting and bolt it with a carriage bolt to this 2x6. Then I'll attach the 2x6. I'll bolt the 2x6. I won't use these lag bolts. I'll just bolt the 2x6 to the deck here. Okay, let me do some disassembly and we'll get to work. I must have thought this was a good idea at one time, but it has worked for several years, so. Those aren't very big lag bolts. What I'm doing here is countersinking where the bolt's going to go through, because I want this board here to sit flat against the deck of the dolly. So I'll just go through here. What I'm doing here is bolting right through the deck of the dolly into this arm brace here. And so I'll have a metal plate on this back side. So even if this, I don't have to worry about the plywood in this deck giving out. It's doubled up plywood, but still lag bolts aren't going to hold it if you put maximum pressure on it. Well, there's our fix. Our handle is bolted with 8 bolts to this 2x6. And then the 2x6, treated 2x6, is bolted with 6 bolts, 3 on each side, into the deck of the dolly. And 4 of the bolts go through the wheel hardware, so that these end bolts are backed up with a steel plate. So I think this is going to be a pretty good fix. Well, let's work on old Betsy here. This thing's tippy even when I don't have any weight in it. Right now I can't put anything in this drawer because the thing will just tip over when I open the drawer. That ain't good. Well, no mystery here. It's obviously too narrow. What's happened is this bottom here is recessed in, and I got this lip over here. So I couldn't put these legs all the way out to the edge, or the wheels would bump into that edge. What I need to do is take these wheels off, put a piece of plywood and fill this recessed area in where it's flush, and then put a second base over that so I can increase the distance here. Okay, here's our cabinet plan. Let's remove the wheels. Then we're going to install the recess spacer that I was showing you. We need to put a piece of wood in here in that little recess so that we'll be able to attach the wider base down here at the bottom. And then we'll reinstall the wheels. We'll be able to use, instead of bolts, we'll be able to use lag bolts into the new base. Let's get started. I had these wheels attached with little bolts. I had to do that because I didn't have anything to put lag bolts into. What I'm trying to figure out now is why I didn't just put the spacer in to begin with. Because these bolts are a pain in the butt. I got the recess spacer in there. Incidentally, this is that wood a couple of weeks ago. We tore apart that basket case TV stand, and we didn't save much from it, but we did save this particle board. So that's what I'm using here. So I got this in. I just got it in right now with some screws through the metal. And now I'm going to attach I'm going to attach this final piece here, and I'll just stick it in with screws, and then just to get it set, and then I'm going to secure it permanently with bolts. I got the base on. I bolted it with carriage bolts. And now to reinforce the front here, this front ledge, let me show you what I'm doing. My wheels are going to go into this front ledge here. I need some meat on this front ledge to put my lag bolts through. So I'm attaching this 4-inch ledge. What I'm going to do is glue it and screw it. I don't know how effective this glue is going to be. Probably not at all, because this deck wood's kind of wet. Now, how glue works in these joints like this is they're counting on there being air in the wood, and if you don't have enough oxygen in the wood, then it won't set. I knew we'd find some use for this crappy wood we got the other day. It works pretty good as long as it doesn't get wet. If it gets wet, it's over. It's all over. Then it's just a matter of putting the wheels on. Now, this might be a takeaway. When you're putting these wheels on, if you can flip whatever it is you have and flip it upside down so you can set the wheels straight down on there, it makes the job much more enjoyable. Because if you got to hold these wheels on while you're drilling holes and stuff, it's a pain in the butt. Using these fancy coated screws, lag screws. Well, it looks like job number 2 is finished. We basically made that base bigger and moved those front wheels out so that we have more stability. Okay, it's time for the ugly duckling. Let's get it up on the workbench and see what we're up against. All right, here's our little rolling table. You can see this wheel here comes around, and particularly when it's on a load, it hits this leg here. And the question is why? And I think the reason is because this board here is falling down, and it's falling down because this wood right here, I don't know if I'm going to zoom in here. You see that wood's cracked? That piece of wood is rotten. Which caused that wood right there to separate down here. Anyway, this Rube Goldberg arrangement has to be fixed. I didn't make a video on this when I made this. It's I can see why. You know, I think I'd do better work when I make a video, because this thing is really bad. I must have really been in a hurry or something, because something ain't right. Tell you what, I'll keep working here and get this thing tore down so we'll have a clean slate to start over. I decided to go with a much simpler design. I just got these crossed pieces here. The only complication here is you got a compound angle, because you got to accommodate for the angle legs. But the beauty of this compound angle is you can do one angle at a time. I did the inside angles here, and then I cut the second angle after the first one was cut. I'm bolting these in place with carriage bolts. I want to use some 2x6s for that to attach the legs, but I ran out of 2x6s, so I got to salvage some. I found this. I don't know what it is, but I think we get some 2x6s out of this. My batteries went dead in my sound system. So I don't know how long it's been dead. Well, that does it for Memphis Monday 411. We put new wheels and a new frame underneath our little rolling shop table. I put some high dollar locking wheels on it. It's going to work out a lot better. We fixed our little drill bit. I keep all my drill bits and driver heads and stuff in here, and so I couldn't pull the drawers out because the thing would tip over. But we fixed that, and it looks like it's working pretty good. And then finally, our little Dolly. Remember, we were having trouble pulling it through the grass because the handle was pulling loose from the deck. We fixed that by adding that 2x6 and bolting it to the frame. So we replaced all the lag bolts with regular bolts. Well, that does it for Memphis Monday 411. We had 3 shop projects today, and no glitches. That one thing was, well, actually all 3 of them were pretty poorly designed, and I designed all 3 of them, so that tells you where I'm coming from. I think our little rolling table, about 18 years ago, I was going through a salvaged wood phase, and I think I used some salvaged wood on those that bracing down there, and that was a bad idea, because on that salvaged wood you can't even tell if it's rotten or not, and it was obviously rotten because both sides of it just split right down the middle. Anyway, I think we got some takeaways. That's the kind of thing you're doing when you're not doing restorations or building furniture or cabinets. You got to do shop maintenance, and that's just the way it is. Okay, like, favorite, and share, and all the stuff you do on the internet. Most important, make sure you're back here next week for another exciting Memphis Monday. Thanks for playing along.